know that beautiful woman there? Oh, you have to.
I'm Chad Jacobs.
Doug is the president of LTO in Fort Sanders. He's an amazing guy. You know, he's a little academic, you know, adjunct professor, you know, Boston area, but I let him go.
Nice to meet you.
So why don't I get you to come over that way, Miss Woman? I'm hiding my belly over here. You look beautiful.
Oh, thank you very much.
Dude, look at those shoes. I'm still looking for you.
Shoes.
That's us. Oh, great. I'm sorry, Ronnie. You know our great person here, right?
We met at
Yes, hi.
we met.
Hello.
Ronnie.
I remember your name and I know it. Mallory. Okay. Who's our other speaker?
All right.
Of course. Here, why don't you sit next to this wonderful person that I want you to know?
Hi, I'm Catherine.
This is
Nice to
the
meet you,
most
Tara
amazing
Jacobs.
woman.
Oh, you're Tara. Oh.
Tara Jacobs. Remember we were in her neighborhood and she was calm that day, so I want to tell people about her.
Oh, nice. Good to see you. You too.
I know. I've seen you. I just talked to you earlier today. But when we were in our meeting, I just, with the whatever, I just drew a blank and I started telling Southern stories and she's like,
Oh, yeah.
there's stuff you need. I get lock jobs, whatever. Well, not really, that's a technical term. I get dry mouth, so.
Yeah.
But
I die from tetanus when I start talking. No.
in particular, her and me, we went through a similar thing, same issue, we had a root canal. So I should know better, but I do still get tension around it, but that's a fancy. Oh, you went different times. They did the crown in 4 hours, but it's like they did. That's urgent.
Yeah, no, they spread mine out.
See, that's humane.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Yeah, so I think we're
we're ready to go.
pretty set up.
This is Ronnie. I would not know what to do without him. Ronnie, this is Catherine Mallory. She's the Mass Union rep I told you about.
How you doing?
Ronnie's amazing. Just a
Good to meet
great,
you.
good
Good to meet you.
And Doug.
Sorry for my, make sure we get this all set
So
up.
who's you gonna join on Zoom, I think?
Yeah, he's. I don't know what comments. Our featured guest speakers on our way. She's a little late. But she knows the area very well.
Usually we have like 8 to 10 here and 6 to something online.
Nice. That's great.
Different sometimes. We have smaller amounts.
We have, put Zafir is in.
Yeah.
Can anybody hear me?
Okay.
Can anybody hear me?
Why didn't you bring him here?
I know, I gave them the choice.
Oh, yes. Look at you, like you man. Oh, here we go. No.
Can anybody hear me?
Like, well, if we had a choice. Then we could-
Hello?
My friend came through, so I lost my child.
Hello?
Stuff in
I
there.
probably won't be able to sit stand either,
We
but
understand.
I have one.
Hello?
Just,
Hello?
okay.
Can anybody hear me?
Hi, Samara. What's her name?
Jada,
You know what?
Jada,
I'll bring it
could
back
you
in.
sit next to Tara and then we could turn the camera a little bit that way,
Okay,
you know?
all right, as
Does that
long as
work?
you hide in our belly.
Yeah, the table will get you. Yes.
You do, I love the shirt. Oh, it's a, yeah.
All right.
It feels great to me. My belly started.
Well, you also grew taller. Well, I didn't know I know him, so I brought, but I gave you a bunch.
Hello?
I hear you, Fred. I'm not
Can you
really
see
sure
me?
what before.
Sorry, we can't, can you guys hear us? Can you guys hear us with the thumbs up if you can hear us?
Yes,
Yeah, all
you're
right, we
very
can't hear
loud.
you just yet. Let me see.
Can anybody hear me?
Oh, now we can hear you, Fred.
This is like my bag.
Thank you.
All right. And so, Bureau, I don't know if we can hear you or not. If you were gonna speak with us or you're gonna share anything.
Yeah, hello.
All right, perfect. Great.
All right, guys.
Hello. Hello?
List. No, we're gonna do it. We're gonna post it. No, I like.
All right. Also invited. Hey, Fred. Hey, Emily.
How you doing?
Good. How are you guys doing?
Oh, not too bad, except my new computer has no camera.
Really? It's a new one? That doesn't make sense, Fred.
I can't find it.
Is there a little slider on the top? If you
No.
look at,
Hey, Emily. Hi, sweetie.
all right, well, we can hear you at least.
Next to me, Emily.
Yeah, well, I can go back to my old computer later.
We do love seeing your face, Fred.
What's that?
We do love seeing your face.
Well, you won't see it this time. It'll probably have to wait till next time.
All right.
And Jada, can you do a test 1, 2 to make sure Emily and the screen can hear you? You guys?
Hey, yeah, Emily can. Emily, can you hear me?
It's distant, but yes.
Fred, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
How about you, Safira? And welcome, welcome, welcome.
Thank you. I hear you very well. Thank you.
Okay.
Nice and loud. Okay, you know Catherine's here.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, guys. Let us just start our great meeting because it's 7:02. And what we're gonna do right quickly, I always have to get my agenda, even though I write it up, it's not always in my mind. It's 7:00 when our meeting starts. We are gonna have a couple of people here coming in. We're in a little different angle of the room, so pardon us here. But I want to do at this moment, welcome to the Ward 3 Neighborhood Association meeting. We meet we meet the second Tuesday every month. And right now we're gonna do some welcome and introductions. The couple of people don't have to speak, but I just want to say who's in the room and who's in Zoom land. Doug, can we start with you? Ronnie, you want to introduce yourself?
Sure. Where's the camera? I'm Ronnie. I'm running the tech over here on the side. I'm live in Ward 3 on Linden Street, and I'm also the treasurer of our neighborhood association. Nice to see everybody.
Yes. Doug, would you like to start, please? Can you get Doug in here?
Yeah,
Okay.
he's on there.
I'm Doug Kudor. I am the head of the LTO at Forest End Apartments. I don't live in Ward 3. I live in Ward 5, which is sort of more out in the country here in Northampton. And just that's all.
And another featured guest, first time ever coming here. Welcome, welcome.
Thank you. Thank you. I'm Catherine Valerie. I'm an organizer with Mass Union of Public Housing Tenants, and I'm looking forward to discovering what this neighborhood association is about and letting you guys know about us.
We're great. And this, what I call an Amazonian person here that we all know, who's a friend of Ward 3. Would you like to introduce yourself?
Sure, happy to be back with Ward 3. I'm Tara Jacobs, your governor's counselor representing Northampton as well as most of Western Mass and a little bit of Central Mass. And you may remember I joined you guys during the last campaign cycle when you held the candidate forum. But I was very honored to help moderate for you guys.
First call, and she said, I'm in. And she lives in North Adams, so I see more of her than sometimes I see people around here. But yes, she came here to be with us tonight. And, I introduced myself, didn't I? Oh, hi, everybody. I'm a little, my name is Joella Tarbutton-Springfield. Everyone calls me Jada. I'm the president of this great organization with great people, so very collaborative that I just love, love, love. So that's enough of me. All right, moving right along.
Yeah, to the-
people inside. Come on.
Yeah, board members want to introduce yourselves?
Good evening. My name is Fred Zimnock. You can't see my picture because I'm on a new computer which does not have a camera. I live in Ward 3B, and I've been on the board for quite a few years. Thank you.
Safira?
Yes, hi everybody. Thank you for the invitation. My name is Zafiro Patiño, and I'm the director of organizing for Mass Union of Public Housing Tenants.
Thank you very much. Jeff?
Hi, I'm Jeff Manette. I'm a resident of Ward 3, and I live across the street from Bridge Street School.
Thank you. And my VP, the VP.
I'm Emily Stein. I live on Elizabeth Street. Renter, vice president.
Great, better than she has to be. At this time, according to our agenda, we're going to be reading of the Ward 3 neighborhood norms. So I thought I would ask one of our guests if they could read this, please. But it'll work.
Okay, the Ward 3 Neighborhood Association norms. 1, in order to begin and end on time, we will have a clear agenda for our meetings and stay on topic. 2, we will attempt to discuss topics of relevance to everyone and reserve topics with a narrow focus for subcommittees or another time. 3, we will show respect for each other by allowing one person to speak at a time and avoid side conversations and interrupting others. 4, if we have an elephant to discuss a sensitive issue, we will attempt to provide advance notice or allot enough time in the agenda to address it effectively. 5, we will invoke the parking lot rule for topics that become too big and need to be tackled at a later time or by a subcommittee. 6, we will show respect and courtesy by listening to others, choosing our words carefully, and trusting that all present come with good intentions. As a result, at times, we will agree to disagree. 7, we recognize fostering a positive group dynamic is vital to sustaining our group. We understand that well-timed humor can be an effective way to ease tension or fears and refocus the group.
Thank you.
And I'll just add
Guidelines.
one last, thank you for doing that, one last norm of sorts. This meeting is recorded and transcribed we have folks who watch it at their own leisure, like happens in the 2020s. And so just want to make sure everyone knows that the meeting is recorded and will be posted on our website.
Yes, and I also do want to say that we've had a number of people who couldn't make it, had other obligations, some the parenting and rescheduling issues, and they said, I can't wait to see it. They'll watch the recording. So it is watched very much.
And others are about to show up as well.
And yeah, we do have people who come in,
Yeah.
and that's
Great.
And at this point, you're going to be speaking a lot here. At this point, we're going to do public comment and community announcement. But before you speak, I want to make an announcement from its Juneteenth celebration going on in Northampton. It's going to be June 6th, and it's put on by the Arts Council, and I think the city is being a part of it as well. So come out, there are bands. Ron, I sent you some of the bands. I don't know all their names and everything. It's going to be a great celebration. So if people can come show their love and celebration of this very important holiday that I grew up knowing before it was called Juneteenth. We called it Negro Freedom's Day in Texas. So we all know the story with that. So anyway, that's happening in Northampton. I want to thank Northampton and all these people who recognize this as something important that we should all be commemorating. So,
And I'll just add, besides that we should be commemorating it regardless, looking at who's playing, we have Pamela Means, Kamai Diggs, Matali Banda, are a couple names that I know for sure, along with Shevlanaya Gabrielle and DJ Trends.
yes.
So there's a lot of great musicians, not we as in the ward, it's the city doing this, but yeah, certainly exciting thing to be a part of. So thank you for the folks who are organizing.
Right. Janessa, why don't you come sit right here? One of our featured guest speakers here right quickly. That's her.
Yeah, our
See,
camera's
that's
over
right
there.
there with the-
It's over there. It's over there.
The students gonna laugh at you. There's that seat right there. You can sit there. So, with that being said, I do have one other announcement, but I'll deal with that. We'll talk about what's going on with NHA. But the floor is yours, ma'am.
Wait a minute, hold on.
Okay.
I have an announcement, please.
Oh, of course.
Sure.
My name is Fred Zimnock. I'm with the Meadow City Conservation Coalition. And I'm sure most of you know about our organization. We have a conservation property on Pomeroy Terrace. It's behind the Cutchin School, and it's called Terrace Trails. And there's some woodland trails that are behind Cutchin's on Pomeroy Terrace. And on May 30th at 10 a.m., there'll be a Terrace Trails Day, and volunteers are welcome to come and help clean up the trail and spread some chips on the trail to make it walkable for people. So if you're interested in doing a little community work and joining people at Meadow City Conservation Coalition, May 30th at 10 a.m. at Cutchin School. We'd be glad to have you and have you help us with the trail. Thank you.
Wonderful.
So much.
Thanks, Fred.
Anybody else have something that they'd like to share?
We just have that, we have our May 18th, in the announcements, I'm seeing that we have the mayor's.
Yeah, we have a mayor meeting with the mayor at 2 o'clock. We have the executive committee of this group that go and meet with her. So I'm always saying, if anybody has any questions, please submit that. And we can ask the questions that are of interest to people who are got questions for the mayor. She's opened up the other one, but we have an ongoing meeting with her. Try to do it once a month, but maybe every 6 months, 6 weeks. So with that being said, and then I will let someone with an announcement.
Announcement or just share my
Comments.
Okay. Well, listen, I'm just so happy to be here. I take every opportunity to spread awareness about what my role is. So few people have heard of Governor's Council, and it's a role that I very much find meaning and I love doing and want to continue serving Northampton and the rest of my district as your governor's counselor. For those who don't know what it is, which often I find is the case, we are a constitutional office who give advice and consent to the governor on a number of things. Primarily, we confirm all of the judges in the state, the clerk of magistrates, the parole board members. If the governor wants to grant clemency and a pardon or a commutation, we decide whether or not to let that go ahead as well. And I'm in my second term now and running for my third. And I'm in my fourth year doing this now. And at this point, have been at the table to confirm over 100 judges, which is a quarter of the judges in the state. So really been able to see the impact that can be had in this role. And my focus is very much on vetting judicial and other nominees for other positions from the standpoint of wanting to ensure from a social justice, from a racial justice standpoint, that these are obviously qualified, but the kinds of humans we want to see on the bench who are compassionate, who understand mental health challenges, who understand substance use challenges, who understand trauma impact outcomes, who believe in science and understand the brain science around cognitive development and the impact on behaviors there. I spent a lot of time approaching this role in a slightly different way that typically counselors have in the past, in that my focus is on really engaging and serving and involving my community members in the work that I do. And I do that through holding local hearings when we have a Western Mass nominee so that people can come and actually participate, because otherwise you've got to go to Boston, or you can watch this on the live stream, but it's a very separated, lack of accessibility there. So I hold local hearings here that are for the community, but also for the first time ever, I convened Governor's Council in Western Mass. We had a Western Mass nominee, and we held his official Governor's Council hearing at UMass Amherst, brought other members of council out to Western Mass to convene out here. And I'm hoping to do more similar things to that. I also hold local events around educating people in the legal community about how do you become a judge, to encourage people to apply from Western Mass to be judges, but also how do you get a pardon? How do you get a commutation? I'm holding in June another forum in Springfield on a little bit about pardons, but we've done a lot about pardons in the community already. So this one's a little bit about pardons and a lot about commutation. There are people out in the community who are living on lifetime parole, and with a commutation, having demonstrated their ability to successfully and safely interact in our communities and serve our communities, it helps them remove another barrier to fully thriving. And so spend a lot of time doing things like that. So I just wanted to come out and introduce myself and share with you the work that I'm doing, and hope that you will support me there's a primary election on September 1st, and look for my name on the ballot. And I hope to continue to be doing this work that is just so incredibly rewarding personally, but has been incredibly meaningful to see the impact of that work on the justice in our state, and especially Western Mass.
Thank you very much. It's interesting you have some Mass Union people. I hope you do get elected. Mass Union Convention, invitation. All right. Oh, I'm sorry. Put you on the spot. Don't mean to make you turn red. Okay,
You know, I take
I was-
petitions off.
Quick question, we asked,
of course.
how many people, when you said you were judges, electing judges, like how many people are on the panel that confirm judges, out of curiosity?
So I represent District 8. There are 8 districts. Each of us represent 5 Senate districts. So Joe Comerford is one of my 5. And we are each elected every 2 years. We are up for reelection. And so advice and consent basically is like a veto check and balance on the governor. And so that's a majority of us have to vote one way or the other for that to be the decision. Or if we're tied, the lieutenant governor is our ex officio chair who will break that tie.
Appreciate it, thanks.
Okay, if there's no other questions, oh, also, we must recognize, Jim, what's his name, Nash? He's in the house.
What's his name? I like it.
Welcome, Mr. What's his name?
Please introduce yourself, Mr. Nash.
Yeah, Jada wanted you to introduce yourself.
Oh,
Jim.
hi, my name's Jim Nash, Ward 3 resident. I don't know if I'm A or B. I think I'm A these days, and happy to be here.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. And again, Tara Jacobs, thank you.
Thank you.
Coming up
Thank
here.
you.
And I know, because you have 3 things that you have to go through tonight, so thank you. Guys, she has gifted me with some lipstick with her picture on it. In case
Lip balm.
sorry, whatever.
Made in Western Mass.
It's a Western Mass. That's there. So, if you wanted, I have an extra. While you have that, think of that Hall & Oates song. Your kisses on my lips. All right. All right. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you
Yeah,
guys.
thanks for coming by.
Yes. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Thank you, Sarah.
Thank you. I love this. Use it right now.
Fred, while you're there, can you give us an MCC update?
Her face is on it.
I know, right?
Is somebody
Fred?
looking for me?
Huh?
Are you looking for me?
I was wondering if you want to do the MCC update, or did you just do it?
Yes, I can do it right now if you like.
I would.
Okay, this is the update for Meadow City Conservation Coalition. During the last month, we had Devin Clark, a GIS expert who is a FAA certified drone pilot, speak to us about the drone mapping that he did for our conservation parcels. He actually drone mapped 3 parcels: the Mount View parcel, the County Jail Farm parcel, and the Cutchin Trail parcel. And he spoke about these drone maps, which are very powerful and useful because they can identify plants growing on the ground, invasive species. They can be used for pesticide control, property inventory, and boundary violations. These maps are within 6 inches of the GIS boundaries, and each pixel in the map is 2 inches by 2 inches in real space. Some of the maps will probably go up to our website. We also discussed the issue of composting. Pedal people who collect trash and garbage would like to compost material on our conservation parcels. And we discussed it and talked to the city about it. And the city said that our parcels are not suitable for composting, and they suggested using other city parcels if pedal people want to do composting. On the Montview parcel, we've started a pollinator garden, which is being funded with CPA funds. We had a plan for doing it, which was approved, and the garden should be in the process of being put together right now in the next week or so. The playing field at Mountview was mowed by Derek Beek, and we would also like him to mow the terrace trails during the summer. I don't know if you've driven by the Mountview parcel at recent times, but there is a garden there. We've had Somali immigrants using the garden for the last 2 or 3 years, and they're anxious to start planting again. And they're waiting for Mr. Jaskey to plow the garden so that they can start planting. And the other announcement that I made was that Joe Bender at Cutchins is looking for people to work on the terrace trails May 30th at 10 a.m. Behind the Cutchins School. Any questions?
My question is, you said Joe Bender, is that right? He's been working with Cutchins in that area for what, over 20 years? Is that the person who we're talking about?
Jim Nash would know better, but yeah, it's been a long time.
So we're the great. So I'll put the word out. Is there a flyer or anything that you have that I can put up?
I can send you a flyer. If you can put it up, I'd appreciate it. You want me to send it to you?
If you could, that's fine.
Or Ronnie or someone else or you? I'll send it to you.
All right.
I have a
Probably
question.
not tonight, but tomorrow.
Okay.
I have a question.
Sure. Then Jim next. Go ahead.
Well, a question for Fred, and maybe Jim will the Cutchins people be helping clean this?
There'll be other people there. I don't know exactly who will be there, but they're looking for volunteers to help with spreading the wood chips.
Okay.
The property doesn't belong to Cutchins. It's city conservation property.
Okay. I'm just wondering if the population will be helping.
Oh, you know, oftentimes, some of the folks, some of the kids on campus will be down there helping out as well. So it's a nice way for neighbors to interact. So kids with staff will, depending on their skill levels, will be out there helping out.
Okay. Thank you.
Still by way of introduction, Bob Beckman has entered the room, so I just want to recognize him. He's also an ex officio president on our executive committee.
Good to see you, Bob.
Good to see you, Bob. Jim, did you want to say something else?
Well, I had questions for Fred. So Fred, those aerial, mapping of the different properties, are those available online? I mean, I was just,
If you need,
we were talking,
I mean-
couldn't find them.
they're gonna be put up on the website. I don't know, it probably won't be this week or next week, but eventually they'll be put up on the website.
Okay. And you mentioned that you're able to track property lines within a few inches?
6 inches. 6 inches to the GIS boundary. In other words, if you go to the GIS maps, the state runs a mapping service called GIS. I don't remember what GIS stands for, but if you go to GIS, Massachusetts has a map of the entire state. If you want to look at, I don't know, public parks, if you want to look at conservation land, if you want to look at nonprofit businesses, all sorts of ways you can look at these maps, you can go there, and properties are all with boundaries. So
Right.
when Devin makes the map, he takes the map and puts it on a GIS map, and the boundaries match up to 6 inches.
Wow.
That's great. I'd love to see one of those. Also, I just want to make sure that as I'm taking care of my property, I'm not intruding on the conservation property that is around my property. Happy to work with MC3 on that anytime.
Okay, well, I mean, there's no rush if there's any problem.
Yeah,
I can get you a map. I can have them send you a map if you want to look at it.
yeah. I just want to work with you guys to make sure that we're working together. That's all.
Okay, sounds great.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you with that. Also, in the way of, I guess I overlooked, we did have someone who was gonna come in and talk about the reparations committee update. I don't know if they've made it here yet, but I'll post the rest of that information on our website. Treasurer, are you ready to give a report?
I am.
Can I just say something beforehand? I have receipts for you because I have folks in the audience can't see this, but I made laminated signs for the light, because a lot of people come here and they don't know where it are, so, and I also have little suction cups that have, our names, so people don't get lost in this great building. So that's the receipts for them.
It looks really good too, because I haven't been here since I was in 5th grade. So I knew how to get in, but it was
Yeah.
really nice to see the suction cup signs.
Yeah, yeah, Jade, I was impressed. I felt like, I was like, oh, we're getting professional now.
Yeah,
So I
seriously.
appreciated it.
It
No,
looked really
it was really good. I think it's a good idea and it gives advertisement for people walking by, realize it's happening. So
Great, thank
it's a good call.
Good
All right.
maybe then.
Yep, we will. I will absolutely get that to you. All right, so, really quick here, we have, a total balance of $517.61. That is up $28.17 as we had new, membership dues paid, totaling $46.59 because of, what PayPal takes. And then we had $21.22 for 2 months of our Google Workspace account. But we still were up a little bit from last month. And there's $273.86 in our checking. And that's what in $197.16 in our savings. We're going to be using some of that to upgrade and I guess it's called upgrade. Putting down sand and flowers and things like that around the school sign. So that savings account is for the school sign, and Greg has some plans to use that to fix the door and
I totally forgot
get
about
some
that.
things down there. So yeah, that's our budget, and I'm over here in case you guys didn't see me.
I move we accept the treasurer's report.
I second it.
Right?
They didn't
Third.
have-
All right.
All right, that's all good.
All in favor?
I,
Everybody.
Yeah.
Okay, so technical. Okay, Robert's rules. All right. Robert's happy too. All right, at this point, right now, if I could be so bold, we want to, usually, of course, there's an open invitation for the, people at Northampton Housing Authority, the chair to come and speak. And, she tried really hard, and I could recognize this, the chair, just like myself, been burning the candle at both ends, and so she had a commitment to do it today. But in her stead, as so many people know, we've been having the Northampton Housing, we've been having an ED search committee. I'm on that search committee as well as the person here, and that's Doug. And I was hoping he could come in and give a couple of words about what's going on, and then I'll speak a little bit about more, if I could, about what's going on at NHA.
Okay. Well, the long and the short of it is we had 19 applications for the position of executive director. We had a meeting and whittled that down to 7. We interviewed those 7 people last Thursday,
All day.
all day. That was grueling. And we all needed a stiff drink afterwards. And yes, we've got lifesavers. If you came.
Yeah, if you came here, you'd have one.
And, so we whittled the, after the interviews that we did on Thursday. We whittled that down to 4, and tomorrow morning at 9:30, we are going to have a meeting, and I'm not quite sure what's gonna happen at that meeting. But I strongly suspect that there will be a move to forward those 4 or perhaps 3 of them to the Board of Commissioners of the Housing Authority. And after that, the current interim executive director will be chosen as the new executive director by the Housing Commission Board, because that's the way things have been set up.
Yeah.
Sorry to be cynical. So that's what's happening. Is there anything else you'd like me to? Any questions?
What I want to say, regarding that. And, it's been a very interesting process, and I went through every candidate with a fine tooth comb. Doug can attest to that. I went through everything they had. I had my questions lined up specifically for some of them. And I have to say, some I was very impressed. Some don't want to relocate. They have to, I don't, one person has been trying to get in here for a house for a year. And then other people are like, I'll commute. There's no way from Rhode Island. If you have a snowstorm, it takes you an hour to get to Springfield. So these are some of the things we are wondering, but so those are some of the things, but there are people who could just take this to the next level. Tomorrow's, we also, I should say, the executive, that committee is of 3 residents, myself, the LTO president of Savo, which is John Wyder, Doug, and it consists of one of our newer board commissioners. I always want to say Judge William, goes by Hank Abraskin, and who's been through a number of this, and also the chair, Patricia Healy. But we also, he wasn't able to meet with us. We also have a non-voting member, Brad, I don't know his last name, I'm sorry. He's with this group called Gordon. He's with this group called, if you look it up, guys, Upside 413. His perspectives are spot on. And so, but he, you know, he does his stuff work, but he would like to be a part of the event. One thing, of course, I think we need to get this to the tenants and to the public, because you're just as interested in what's going on as anyone. Would like to have you guys come and interview and talk to them. I don't know, it's a preliminary thing. If I could, I'd have another campaign forum type of thing for the 4 candidates if we pick, so people can ask them questions. Doug asked questions. Doug asked, I'm Southern and nice, but Doug was like, oh, I want to know this. I mean, so Doug, it was, you know, we did our job.
I think.
What did you ask?
She
You want to tell them?
over dramatizes things.
Oh,
I bet you did that.
you want to share what your questions that you asked? I asked a plethora of questions.
Uh,
What main question you asked?
Well, I just asked what the prospective executive director would do to change the unhealthy culture at the Northampton Housing Authority and instituting a policy, a culture of transparency, honesty, and what was the other thing? You know, decency. And some people could answer that and some people couldn't. I think that a number of the candidates didn't realize that taking over this job isn't just like stepping into a job, but they're going to have to come in and turn around the whole culture of the housing authority, which stinks.
With that being said,
Got it?
Yeah.
with that being said, some I think could come take it right away. One thing I did want to say in case our audience, although it wasn't in Ward 3, you may have heard that there was a death. It's in the paper. Someone in one of the housing at McDonald House. And technically there's 4, but it's still part of our community. It wasn't a resident, and the investigation is still going on. If you went there, that happened on Monday, like, you know, right after the midnight hour. And the next day it was just littered with CSI people going on. So I don't know all the specifics. I just want to say on my level here is that I send condolences to the person that passed. I don't know the whole story, and I think that soon come, I hope that we have what happened and why, perhaps. So with that, I'll just say, and as to echo what Doug said, it's a process what we've been going through. It's very, very important, and I would like for residents and I'd like for the community to realize that what we're trying to do is important as well. So with that, I'll let it go, guys.
I have a question.
No answer. Go ahead. Yes.
Just going back to the executive director choosing process, elections, or I guess appointment. You are very cynical about that process. Is there a reason that you are? Is there anything, I know you don't know what's gonna happen tomorrow. Is there a way to think about what we can do at the meeting tomorrow to bring more democracy, or is that really just naive?
It probably is naive, but I have been thinking about things that I could do.
It's not my business. Yeah. Does it affect you?
I am sort of skeptical. And I have a feeling that the decision was made before our committee was ever founded.
Oh, do you know why?
Jada doesn't agree.
No, we're right in this process. We're still in the process. And of course, you have your perspective. The only thing I'll just say, and we gotta move on because we'll be spending all afternoon on this. The only thing that I was, when we were talking about some of the stuff, and surprisingly, people had heard about some things that go on here. You know, I think that that'd be wise. And some of the applicants came here and looked around and looked through this and even tried to find one of our locations in Covington. So the research to get into this job, that impressed me. But I think at the day's end, when we're all exhausted, I was almost physically ill at some of the stuff that has happened and where we go from there, where I hadn't had a chance to digest it, I think. So so that's all I'll say. I don't know. I have to trust. I just have to trust the process. I have to trust what we're doing. That's how I am. I have to. All right, guys. How about, thank you so much. Who is that? What you want, Jim?
Yes, Chair.
Yeah, I just want to say, I really appreciate the work of the search committee. And also, I just want to tell you guys, I know you still need to deliberate on what you're going to do, and that you're free to talk about it. But if you're going to talk about it as one of the commissioners, I'm going to remove myself from the meeting. But you guys are going to do that tomorrow. I really appreciate that. And, you know, and that you're bringing all of your concerns to the table, and that since I wasn't on the search committee, I'm not privy to all of this information, and that and I want to keep it that way. It's not like I'm avoiding responsibility. It's just like I'm just honoring the process we have in place. Meanwhile, I am now the treasurer for the commission, so I'm signing checks, and my end of the deal is to be, you know, following the finances. So that's what I'm doing on my end, and you guys are doing the search work. This is great. I look forward to what the recommendations are going to be. So thank you.
Thank you, Jim. I do appreciate that. And I think that is very fair. That is how I know you. I've always considered you the fairest man in the land. And you've been in a lot of ways mentored me to be able to, you know, not get involved in that. That's why I was like, yeah, let's move right along. So I take a lot of that from you.
Yeah, you're doing great. You're doing great. We're all doing good.
All right. Well, we right now have, of course, I invited the local tenants organization to come speak and give some updates. So Salvo House isn't here. And one of our Western Mass Union people are here. There's been some confusion whether I didn't put Cahill on there because I'm just not sure if they have a LTO or not. And I think that we need to also, even when we're having NHA meetings, when we're saying LTO, Cahill representation. So I just wanted to be true to that until I get a clarification. But right now I have that there's 2 LTOs, Sander and Salvo House. And that's what I know. So, and at Salvo House, I can just tell you, we've been waiting on an elevator, and we are getting that. It's been been broken for about 6 weeks. We have 1 elevator that's running, and we need 2 elevators. I know someone sent me something that how can they not have elevators? We don't, and it's an inconvenience. and we're getting it done, and I think we're working on it. But sometimes I think people say it's an older building. You know, I used to say I lived and worked at Mount Holyoke, and it was built before the Civil War, and I just work. So I think we really need to put an effort into getting things working and up and running. We still have a police detail. We have a security detail. We still have problems, but we're working on things like we always keep chugging along in that sense. All right, I did invite some school people here. With the principal, Daniel, he had a kid observation, whatever, duty, so he can't make it. And I haven't been able to go to a Bridge Street School meeting in a while. Or I haven't even been able to listen into our school committees or city council. And I did invite Lori Luzelle, who couldn't make it, but we'll be here in June. So moving right along. If we can get our Mass Union people, I didn't mean to speak before or for you. We have in person, this is Catherine Mallory, who for months I got mixed up calling her Kathleen. So I'm sorry I've done that. She's the Western Mass organizer. And then the great person that's in the audience is Safira Patino. And she is the director of organizing, and she's in the Boston area. And I just saw these two lovely people at a Mass Union lobby day in the State House. So it was pretty exhilarating. It's the first time I've been to the State House since Dukakis was governor. And so it was pretty great. And you're right, sometimes I'm tangential. I was talking with someone and then Kathleen was like, agenda. So I was like, thank you. But it was pretty fantastic. I was just like, I just drew blank. Okay, so go right ahead.
We're going to start with Zafiro, who's going to really give an introduction to Mass Union in general, and then I can give more information about the work in Western Mass. Thank you for having us.
Yes, thank you everybody for the invitation. Good evening. My name is Zafiro Patino, and I'm the director of organizing for Mass Union. And we are very happy and to be with you tonight. I want to say that our organization is a statewide organization. We work in 6 different regions in the state of Massachusetts. We work in Western Mass, we work in Central Mass, we work in Northeast, Boston, Greater Boston, and the Southeast. We are very proud that we actually support more than 60 tenant organizations, state and also federal. And now we are working with the communities undergoing through redevelopment. Well, basically, we know that residents are the experts of their own communities. So we give them tools to develop, to gain, to build power, to shape, so they can shape their conditions where they live in. Last year, we finished a 100 pages training handbook that we've been providing trainings to our LTOs. This handbook is like a roadmap to build tenant power, and we give our residents through a critical process such as conducting fairs, elections, democratic elections, understanding budget, policies, bylaws, negotiating the memorandum of understanding with the housing authorities, grievances. So this tool is a new tool that we've been using all this year and been providing a very complete guide to do board development and to build power on our communities. We also, the heart of our work is leadership development. So we work very much into racial inclusion. We talk a lot about anti-racism, anti-classism, language justice, something very important in our diverse communities where we work. Intersectionality, that is very important to understand. So we are working in leadership is the heart of our work. And also we partner with legal organizations, legal aid organizations across the state. We do know your rights trainings to our LTOs for them to understand eviction prevention, for example, is something very, people come with a lot of questions about that. We also work with the right to organize. Many of the residents in public housing, they feel afraid to organize because they are afraid of retaliations. So that is something that we've been working with legal aids. It's been very, very powerful combination. We also organize roundtables, regional roundtables, where we invite our leaders for the LTOs and residents to come and freely talk about their experience. It's a process peer-to-peer. It's a process of networking, and is really, really powerful what it comes out from those roundtables. And we also host a convention every year, 3 days convention in October. Our last convention, there was over 100 people from the state, residents that come and learn collectively. We do trainings, we do workshops, we get together, we build a movement. Mainly that's what it is. Get together is not an easy thing because we are far away, but these conventions, this gathering together is very, very powerful. And also, of course, our public housing day is, we had in April 16, last April 16, we were in the State House. We have over 150 residents coming for the occasion to raise their voice, to advocate for their rights. We've been, our ask this year, it's been about the increase in the operational budget, which increased definitely a better living condition. Many of the, as you know, public housing buildings are really falling apart. So we need more money. Also access to counsel, very important piece. Access to technical assistance for redevelopment. Many of our leaders and our organizations, when they go through redevelopment, which is the new combination from public to a state and then with a private sector. So rules change, policies change, HUD have a different rules than the housing authorities. So we are asking also for the increase of the budget for the residents service coordinators. So those are our asks this year. We are still pushing because the round for the senators, the reps, is not finished. So we are going to be pushing a little bit more. We also have some issues with the federal government in terms of the HUD new regulations that basically they are doing a war against the public housing. So we are fighters. We are building a movement. We are very excited with our organization being growing tremendously, and I will leave my colleague Catherine to develop a little bit more about the regional in the area on the central and west, what is happening there with the LTOs. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, Alfredo. It's wonderful to hear that all said at once. It's really powerful work that I think Mass Union is doing, and all the opportunities for training and development and leadership development and empowerment that as an organization we're trying to offer to residents in public housing. So given all that she said, I am doing the organizing part. So I'm working on leadership development inside the public housing buildings in Western Mass and Central Mass right now. I'm working in Salvo, and working with Doug, with Forstander. We don't have anyone working in, Cahill right now for various reasons. I'm also, working in Central Mass at Concord and Worcester. We have 3 different buildings in East Hampton. We're working in Southwick, in Belchertown, in Chicopee. We have new contacts in Pittsfield and in West Springfield. So there's a lot of outreach going on right now to start up tenant organizations, using some of the new tools that Mass Union has developed. The workbook handbook is a really, really powerful tool that structures the development of skill building in the beginning of when tenants first start to gather together and decide if they want to do something about the conditions or their relationship with the housing authorities. They can build that empowerment. We go through trainings with them to give them the skills, bring them confidence, how to run a meeting, how to get along, how to write bylaws, how to make a decision, how to vote, how to make a decision, how to stand by each other when we make these decisions, and how to challenge the housing authorities when they say no to them or they don't respond, which is most common. So we're building community to start. Once that community starts to feed on itself to build and they begin to build relationships with each other, these tenants, we have ways that we build empowerment. Zafira talked about working with legal aid, trying to give access to counsel to support people who are being evicted or just to respond to the conditions. It's a wide range of conditions that happen in these buildings, which I'm sure you're aware of. We work with other housing justice organizations like in East Hampton, all over Boston. We're building coalitions with other organizations that are coming to housing either as private tenants and not so much as landlords yet. Maybe that would be in the future.
Good for good landlords in our work thing and
Yeah.
part of our group here.
There are always good ones that are really important to begin to articulate the value of the community as it competes with the value of profit. So we're building for that discussion. We're trying to also build political education opportunities for the tenants so that they can contribute and lead these discussions with housing authorities and with landlords and with community organizations as they also learn to value public housing. Public housing has not been valued generally in the state. And we're trying to push that. We got in the Public Housing Day, we got none of the priorities. It's a really stark show of the lack of value of public housing right now. And we all are aware that in private housing, it is very difficult to pay rent. There's so little affordable housing, and that gap puts pressure on both the public housing and the private housing to stay separated instead of to join together. So we're trying to address that. And that's how we build the movement, to try to join different players in the community together to state how they value housing in different sectors. And to have public housing tenants be leaders in that movement. So out here, we're going tenant leadership, tenant organization by tenant organization, just trying to build that. Once we have, people have to decide to become officers. Doug can attest to that, you can attest to that. It's a structure within Mass Union that all the tenants have to decide. Officers have to start running and exercising power, building a bylaws. They're going to state how they want to communicate with their housing authority and how they want to communicate with each other. And then from there, moving forward.
Thank you. I do have one quick question. Because in Northampton, they have started a private housing tenant association union. And I thought that was great, but I didn't know how people in public housing, their union, connects with people in private housing, their union. And I'm hoping that to send, because we had one person speaking about that, an organizer, Rachel. She couldn't make it today, but to share her and maybe our information to see how we can also communicate with each other, because I hear and I know, because I know you guys, I'm on the Mass Union board, so these are staff members. I hear people talking about all the organizing that they're doing all around the state. So it is, again, reassuring to know that it does also include, people who live in private housing too, because I see somebody shaking their head when you talk about the rent going up, that, I think that's great. And I just want to say, if we don't have any questions for you, how much I appreciate you. I know y'all schedules are busy. And Saphira, I want to thank you. I have much love for you. And
Thank
Catherine,
you.
Kathleen, thank you. And,
Thanks for having us.
Thank you. Thank you, everybody.
question,
Oh, I got a question.
yeah,
I want to say something.
okay.
Yeah, I want to just say thank you to Mass Union for your support for our LTOs and for their development. As a new commissioner with the Northampton Housing Authority, having LTOs that know what they're doing and what they're talking about and being effective at communication, it makes a world of difference. And that it really helps the commission to really communicate with tenants effectively. And we've, that the LTOs can speak. They have a portion of our monthly meetings where they can update us on matters, and there could be some interaction about things. So and that's been very healthy. We've had really great communication around that. And and both Jada and I were at the meeting at Salvo House a number of years ago where the old tenants association fell apart. And it fell apart. It was bad. And I was the counselor then, and that it just kind of, but it's all to say, having structure and support coming from folks like you is so important. I really appreciate that. That as all of us need some structure to hold things together. It's kind of what our neighborhood association hopes to do for our neighborhood, and that you guys are help providing those structures for the different properties around Northampton. And so I really appreciate that. The association really appreciate, having our residents at our local, housing properties to be informed, engaged, and part of the process. It makes a world of difference. We have a lot of work to do, but, and I just want to do a big shout out to Joella here, because all of the person who opened the door for all of this to start happening was Joella Tarbutton Springfield. So
I'm gonna.
yeah. So there you go. I'll stop there.
Thanks. Well, before you go, there's an announcement that I need to make that I got from Patty Healy. I'm remiss. And this is for the audience, people here. Dear LTO officers of Northampton Housing Commission, we'll have 2 or more vacancies. I'm up for reappointment, and if I'm elected or appointed, I will definitely do it. They're having 2.
I'm going to that meeting, and whenever your appointment is up, I'm going to be a loud person, okay? All right, go ahead. You can continue.
We're all emotional.
Sure. Dear LTO officers, the Northampton Housing Commission will have 2 or more vacancies in the coming weeks. The mayor of Northampton would like to appoint and or reappoint residents of the Housing Commission as soon as possible. Massachusetts law requires that the mayor send an official notice of vacancy and a request for a list of residents who wish to be considered for appointment. The mayor's office is unable to proceed with appointments of residents until the correct names and contact information of LTO officers are sent to her office. NHA residents have also asked that the city comply with the notice requirements to LTOs.
So that just came out before I left. So, and also, as I said, I'm ready. I just finished last night. Every 2 years, we have to go through a training that's required by the state EOHLC. It was 7 modules that were 15 minutes each. So I finished all those. I got to do it in one setting. And so 100%, the girl passed. So I'm ready. All right. And with that, Catherine, I want you to go and continue with your son.
Thank you.
All right.
Thank you so much for coming.
No, that's totally fine. Thank you so much for having us. Thanks.
We're
Thank you.
Thank you,
Thank you.
Saphira. Thank you. Thank you both.
Thank you. Thank you, Jada. Thanks, everybody. Good night.
Good night.
And this other person that is a guest speaker, I absolutely love her. She makes me beautiful. She is a teacher at the Smith Folk, and I get very emotional saying this. She said something to me when I went to see two seniors that were graduating to say goodbye. Because one I didn't think would ever leave me, and she's graduating. And so she went up and followed me, Daniels, and she said, I think you need to come to her. Because the kids were like, you come to the graduation, I'm like, I don't know. And Janessa said, I think you need to do an awards. And I was like, what do you mean an awards? Because I thought maybe like the MLK thing. So she walked me up to some place with this person. And I think we're going to initiate, this makes me cry. Say, Madam C.J. Walker Cultural Award. Because like cultural influence on these kids and what they're learning. And I'm this teacher who is saying this is important. We want to learn, and I think it's really great. So I did write a letter to them, and if the board would like to know, and I'm just so proud of this person right
You're
now.
gonna make me cry.
I know.
You're gonna
Awesome.
make me cry.
All right, so you want me, how do you want me to?
I don't know, can you screen share
Yeah,
that?
oh, absolutely, yes. So that's, I didn't know if you're gonna say, all right.
So I made a presentation for you guys, but
Yay.
through it. I'm actually happy we have a small group because I am terrified of public speaking, even though I'm a teacher. I teach hair, so I'm pretty.
We'll act like students and it'll make
Yeah,
you feel like.
yeah. So,
Can I just ask, you guys on the screen, can you see the presentation on your screen? Do you see it says, Janessa Daniels and the,
okay, so.
Yep.
I'm the guest speaker tonight, Janessa Daniels. And then you can go to the next one if you'd like.
all right.
That's just me and one of my students at prom, and that's Mike Kaley and our board of trustees. But I wanted to tell you guys, I grew up in Ward 3. So I just gave you guys like a little bit about me real quick. So I was born at Cooley Dickinson. I was the baby washing model. My mom grew up on Cary Street, if you guys are familiar. It's across the street from William Street School.
Oh, yeah, it's right over in the head. Yeah.
Yep. So I grew up off of Valley, but my father grew up in a lot of different apartments in downtown. He was in poverty. We actually might have to have you guys connected. He might have to go to Salvo House or McDonald's house at some point because he almost can't pay his mortgage. So I'm really excited to be connected with you guys. But my parents were, just real quick, they got engaged at the watering hole in Northampton. This is how Northampton I am. This is how Ward 3 I am. My parents were engaged at the watering hole in Northampton. My father's first apartment was off of Kingsley Ave, right next to Roberto's. So I actually have a cat at home named Kingsley. I am a Roberto's fan. I know that there's a Joe's and Roberto's rivalry, but I was a baby that was brought to Roberto's. So I'm all Roberto's all day. So that's like kind of, I really grew up in the neighborhood. And then if we go to the next slide, I also, since I grew up in this town, I actually went to all the Northampton public schools. So I am a Bridge Street Bulldog. When I left to go to the bathroom, I almost cried myself looking at the little sign. I saw my old gym. I stopped in there for a second. Bathroom, everything looks the same. Even peeking into the office, I was like, oh my God. I went to jail for kids, which is what my father used to call it. He went to JFK. My mom went to Holly Junior High, so it was super, super Northampton, but I'm really proud. I am an alumni of Smith Vocational, and I teach in the same room that I learned and got my license in. So it's like super important to me. Every day I go to school giving back to the students. It's just everything about it is me. And then, yeah, really fun fact, I was actually the class clown of Smith Vocational in 2009, and my father was the same thing, 1976, and my sister ruined it. She was the salutatorian because she was too smart. She threw valedictorian. So yeah, she ruined it for our family. So,
That's awesome.
but I grew up working in Northampton. I worked at the athletic club for years. So if you guys ever go to Northampton Athletic Club, you'll see me there. I sit behind the desk. I'll give you guys keys. I've worked at Ochoa Salon and Spa in South Hadley for almost 14 years now. I've worked at Smith Vocational for 4 years now. This is the end of my 4th year. I actually run a program through Greenfield Community College. It's the workforce development program, and I work at the Franklin County Sheriff's Office in the summer teaching female inmates. So that's something really fun that I get to do in the summers. So that's a little bit about me and my career journey here.
You don't? Oh,
Yeah.
She's amazing.
So the salon at Smith Vocational, that's the name, the salon, because we have a salon there. And then if we go to the next slide, those are some of my students. That's Sarah working on one of our clients, Patty McElroy. She's almost as famous as Jada. And that's my group of graduates last year getting their extension certifications. So those guys, they willingly took the photo. But about us, the salon at Smith Vocational is a fully operational salon that serves as a training facility for our up and coming Massachusetts licensed cosmetologist. And I'd like to give a shout out. All my students this year passed with their license before we even graduated. So every single kid got their 1,000 hours and passed the Mass State license. Yes, it's like my first year that everybody was hands down super excited to become a cosmetologist. And then, so our mission is to serve our community with affordable hair care services while giving the students hands-on experience that they need to succeed in the beauty industry. So working on real guests is an essential part of our cosmetology education. Mannequin work just doesn't do it. It doesn't give them the full experience. We need different hair types, different hair textures. We need our clients talking to us. We need them to have a want and a will and a say of what's happening to them. So when I started working at the school, we barely had a clientele, and now we're fully booked. But I still want to let everybody know in the community that we're there. As long as you call us, you can get in. So it's really huge. And it's okay. We don't have the video. It's just a balayage picture. So our best services at our salon is we offer hair care or hair color. So we have the same hair color that I offer at my salon. So for me to put on a root color, it's $106. For our clients to come in, it's $25. And you're being overseen by me. I'm formulating everything with the students. I think Jada can say we work pretty quickly. We do 9 a.m. to 12 p.m. because I have to get them by the state to lunch. So they have to stop working. So if they go past 12, I'm ending up doing your hair. So hair color is really big. We do haircuts, and those are $5 for anybody that comes through the door. We've had homeless people come through the door as well, which was really great, as long as everybody's respectful. We have facials. So our students that want to do the esthetician side, they really, really love to have our clients coming in, and they do all your skincare, facial massage and everything. We have a separate room for clients to come in and, just get a facial service. And then something that's big that's been picking up is our event styles. So we've been doing proms. So that is actually our vocational director's daughter getting her hair done for prom. We just did that on Friday. And then the color that's there with the green face framing, that's one of our students. She's in poverty, and she got to come in, and we got to do her hair for free. So we're really doing cool things over there because we have so many clients coming in from the public. It's allowing us to have the colors that we need in school to then service our students, my students, other students that are on good behavior. And it just keeps our product in the door. Yeah, it's amazing. And then that's Jada getting her hair done with Maggie last year. And that was some Senegalese twists. And then on top is Finn's doing her braids, and then that is the whole junior.
I could lose my membership.
I know that's the whole junior class working on her last year. But this is one of our best kept secrets. This is what Jada comes in to get, and this is how we really met and how she's kind of blown me up here. She gave me a Northampton Housing Authority certificate for Martin Luther King Day. That's probably the best certificate I've ever got. It meant the most to me, but it's just really cool because we're doing things that most schools don't, and most salons in Northampton turn away. And Jada realized that we support everybody in the community, and we're trying to do it for cheap because we actually aren't allowed to make any money. So if you're coming in and you're getting services with us, you're just helping us keep the product in our department because my budget is low. And I'm going to be fully disclosed. I only get $7,000 a year to keep my shop running, and they are not giving us any more. So the fact that we have outside community people, even if it's $5 helps me get services for the kids, like student activities. We're taking them to Miss Florence Diner at the end of the year for our student activities. Each grade gets to go have like dinner, or not dinner, breakfast for like all the hard work they do. So, and then the last slide. Oh, actually, this is really big too. So social media
That's me.
presence. Social media presence is huge for our students getting hired in salons. So when we have real clients coming in and we can take real pictures of their work, and our salon owners around, I'm friends with a lot of different salon owners, but when they see that we actually are running the salon like a real business, and it's not a mannequin, ha he, it's like, you have to clean up. We have to make sure that the salon looks good for our clients. Like the real world experience is amazing, but this is some of the postings. So my student Finn did Jada's hair, and they wrote take down, color retouch, installing locks. And the shrine person there is actually Sarah. So these are two best friends that work on Jada. And she's like, I worked on Miss Texas's hair on these dates. And then we have a old student, a graduate that had left, but she's still commenting, came out gorgeous, love it. One of my ex-graduates wrote, this is amazing. Not only is it creating community for my students that are all hyping each other up, which is crazy because all of those grades are different age groups that are all supporting each other. It's showing our salon owners in the area, like, how great our school is. So I just love that we can have real life models in there. And then the last slide is one of my favorites. This is actually this is when we're open. Tuesdays and Thursdays from 9 a.m. to 12 p.m. is what we're doing currently. So if they're color clients, they need to come in at 9 a.m. so we can get them started and get them out before noon. Haircuts, they can come in a little bit later, but that's our service times as of right now. I'm hoping as we progress, because we're fully booked. Wednesdays, I'm thinking about opening for seniors if they can handle it. And then our last slide is going to be.
Can I ask just a quick question on
Yeah.
that? Is it silly, maybe obvious, but it's just during the school year? So it's just like a.
Yeah, so
September
it's
to-
during the school year, but I kind of help out clients. So if they need help with like a color formula, and then I also work at a salon every other Saturday. So sometimes they'll come see me to get them like through the year. Like I'll help them out a little bit, but depends on who they are. And then this last slide is adorable. She had the curliest hair, and we actually did this free-handed. So everything about this haircut was almost like cut like a bonsai tree. When you're working with curls, you're not supposed to use tension. So there's a lot of false techniques going on where people are using tension, and then it's causing the curls to pop up. So she actually got her little curl shaped perfectly, and I think she's about 5 years old. So we actually do kids cuts. A lot of my friends that have children now bring their children in. So it's crazy. We're doing proms, we're doing 8th grade dances, we're doing kids cuts, we're doing our retired community, we're doing people that do not have housing. It's really cool, and it's a meeting spot. So like people end up knowing Jada, and like the clients end up seeing each other. So our clients that don't have that socialization end up coming to our school and getting to see the clients that they, it's kind of like a little meeting ground.
I can't tell you how many people I've been in there, like little old white women looking at my hair. I'm like, come on over here. You can try. I don't bite. And it's just amazing. You're amazing.
Yeah. So I'm just really proud. I'm a happy just alumni of the school in a Northampton townie.
Oh, this was wonderful.
Yeah, if you really go to the Northampton Athletic Club, you'll see me one day. I take the keys every now and then, and people are like, do you work there? I don't work there anymore, but I worked there when I was 15, so I still go around and help out.
Well, one of the things, Kathy's here, I'm going to say very briefly on this. What I'm trying to do, I would like to have tenants from Salvo and the other NHA properties be able to go there. Transportation is an issue. So one of the groups with the Northampton Neighbor that Kathy is a part of, we're trying to get the Northampton Neighbors Inclusion Committee to be able to come and take residents so they can come get their hair done
Yes,
and
that'd
get
be
their
cool.
nails painted. So we're working on that, but they have to work on me first. And so,
Yeah, and Kathy, if we end up making that happen, you know how I wanted to do something on Wednesdays? We could solely make that like a Salvo House Wednesday thing because we have our fully booked Tuesdays and Thursdays, but if we want to work with the Salvo House, we can make it a Wednesday.
That's awesome. You're muted, Kathy. Kathy, I think you were talking to us.
Yeah. And also, you know, I mean, there's Kale Apartments and other things in the neighborhood. McDonald, probably another ward, but, you know, it's important, you know, for other people in the ward to have that opportunity too.
Yes. And then I only have one thing to say, and I think that a majority of our clients understand that it's students working on them.
Mm-hmm.
But we had one bad experience, and it actually happened last week, and that's why I have to just address it right now.
Okay.
We had someone come and she heard about us from the survival center, and she was totally not nice to our students. So if they have an attitude that is not conducive to them being like uplifted, unfortunately they can't come back into the room because every one of our clients is so supportive. So when we have somebody that's like off, we're like, oh, this is also a school. Like we run it like a business, but it is still a school, and these are still and they're soft.
they are. I tell them with my
They're
head,
soft.
you cannot make a mistake on this hair. And remember once she said they were getting ready for an exam and they were all nervous, and she said, just think of it like Miss Texas is here.
Yeah. And I said they can't really do anything wrong unless they decide that they want to take out the clippers and go full Britney Spears on somebody's head. Like, and I would catch them before then. It's a small room. Like, they can't just be doing this. So,
Nice.
okay, well, everyone, you gotta let somebody in and locked out.
Yeah, thank you. This was, that was really amazing.
Fantastic.
Yeah,
Can I
super.
say something?
Yeah.
Just want to add that my friend Garrick Perry, who's on city council, talking.
yes, Logan's father.
Yeah. That he really appreciates that, Smith Voc is teaching people how to work on hair, different types of hair, and people of color in Northampton, they have to, and Jade I'm sure has talked about this, they have to go elsewhere, and it's like having, people know how to do that here, and I love the fact that Jada pointed out white people can work on black people's hair.
Yeah. Well, it's so funny too because she's like telling me I'm doing these crazy twists, and I'm like, this is a rope braid. So I'm really lucky because I work at a continuing education salon in South Hadley, and I have gone to multiple trainings past what I needed to. So, and I love my school, and I love my students, and I love my clients. So I'd love it if you guys would come in too, so you could see like just all the love that we have in our room.
I have a question about, and it's not just the Ward 3, but people with cognitive impairments, people with lifelong, or disabilities with like dementia, in terms of doing some hair for some of those people, because they can't always go and do your students understand about how to work with and communicate with people living with dementia?
Yes, actually. So I really am so happy the last week weeks ago, I had a client stop me and say, it's really great because we were working with disabled people. We had people that had vertigo. So I was vertigo.
Oh, vertigo. Okay. Mm-hmm.
So working in my salon, I've had clients that had vertigo where I had to rinse their hair upside down.
Mm-hmm.
I had their highlights in the back of a sink. I teach them, like, when we're working with our elderly, you need to turn the chair, you need to lower the chair, we need to hold the chair steady.
Right. Knowing about
with dementia clients, as long as their helper is there, usually it's good. They just make a lot of small talk, and it's really good for them to talk to people and realize that this is what it is. You're talking to all different age groups too.
Right.
You're not just talking to 18-year-olds or 17-year-olds. You're talking to 70-year-olds, and you need to, be professional. So it's really cool to have everybody coming in and supporting.
Well, you know, and honestly, I mean, I bring somebody a lot to, it's not through the neighbors, but somebody through the senior center to Burger King. And there's a few people that go to the school that work at Burger King. And they are so sweet and so kind to a lot of the older sit there. It's really a very lovely place, you know, to be. So I just wanted to kind of comment in terms of the caring and the courtesy, you know, just respecting people, older people.
Are you saying
Guys-
the kids that worked at Burger King are from Smithville?
Yeah, either going to school there or, you know, some of the people have graduated and stuff like that.
I really appreciate that, Kathy, because when you're working at this school, it is not like any other school. When I walk through the halls, they treat teachers with respect. They hold the door for me.
Lovely.
They're just the sweetest kids, and I just love the school.
Well, just let them know. I mean, it's really meaningful. And I think, you know, in terms of working with people who may be, quote, marginalized or whatever, but they're very positive with people who may be homeless and stuff like that. And it's really great for me to be there with my, you know, I kind of hang out with my friend there at Burger King on King Street, and they're really lovely with people. They really are very sweet.
All right, everyone, this has
Okay,
been
cool.
fantastic. I'm gonna be crying most of the night, but we actually have to get out of here at 8
Okay.
today.
Oh, you're at the school. I could have come over there.
We're in a
Please
school
do,
upset.
Kathy. Come on over. Everybody's
Okay.
allowed to come visit. And then also we have our culinary department, and I always am looking for friends to have lunch with. So if you
Okay,
ever
cool.
invite me to lunch, I'll be there.
Thank you, darling.
Guys, we need a whole
Okay.
show. That's how we'll invite you back. Thank you, Jeanette.
Bye.
Bye,
Thank you.
ladies. Have a
Great to
good
see
day.
you all.
Great meeting. All right.
Good night, everybody.
Good night.
Good night, well done.
Thank you, Bob. Thank you, Jim. Thank you, everyone.
Thanks, Jeff. Thanks for coming, Jeff.
I'll make a cry more than I already have.
Thank you for having me.